Yo, okay.
Try this again.
Right? Oh my goodness. We got mics and we've got
Chairs.
a new space and chairs and oh my god, y'all, we're back. Hey, we're your buttons, babes. I'm Alyssa Brayboy.
I'm Melissa Vasquez.
And we are back at you with another episode. Little disclaimer, we talk about really uncomfortable things here. So it is possible that some of you may be triggered or activated by some of the things that we talk about, whether it is sexual assault, verbal abuse. We dive deep. And so this is a safe space, and we're going to assume that we are all here. We understand that, and we're here to learn and grow together. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that.
If you've not joined us yet, we start off the show with something that pushed our buttons this week, our push to start, something that made us feel good, bad, ugly, indifferent. This week, my push to start is that I got flowers. I will share with our Patreon episode the reason that I got these flowers, as it stemmed a little bit from Ro, but
I didn't know why you got flowers.
I mean, that's not the only reason.
Okay, well.
But yes, your girl loves flowers, and I typically buy flowers for myself each week because that is a form of self-care / whatever that I'm about. And this week, boyfriend got me a beautiful bouquet. And
shout out Billy.
So yeah, my push to start is flowers.
And then my push to start really quick. So y'all, your girl walked away from something good this week. 2 something goods this week. In terms of as you know, I'm not dating right now, but I was dating, and so had a really, like, it was bittersweet in terms of like shutting it down and walking away from a really great guy. And then at the same time, matter of fact, other individual that I was talking about before kind of resurfaced, but at the same time I was like, oh, I have to, no. Oh my God, what is happening? You're really great. I really like you, but I need to do what I need to do for myself. So it didn't make me feel good. It was weird. It made me feel good and proud of myself, but it also fucking hurt.
Yeah.
It was like I was
telling yourself no is hard.
Yo, it was so difficult.
That's the hardest person to say no to sometimes.
Right? And Alyssa got flowers. I made her feel great. I had to say goodbye, thank you very much, to a great thing, potential great friendship, relationship, whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay, we are adults. Got it. This is a no for us, dog, or you, whatever. I don't fucking know. And it was a little meh. It was a little uncomfortable in spaces. Anywho, we are now,
let's get into the button of the week.
Yes, which is, Mama?
This week, the button of the week we're talking about is how to be a good friend, part 1. So we've kind of talked about friendship and like making friends as an adult in the past. But I wanted to dive in a little bit more to some layers of that. So I think first off, making friends as an adult is it's a little tricky,
it's
right?
Weird.
It's either because maybe you've moved, you've started fresh in your life, either you know, like substances or like a career shift, just like setting boundaries, possibly
like switching your
new family
circle.
member, new kid, or losing a family member, losing a kid, I guess, like breakups.
So many
those are the things that I can think of right now, but I'm sure there's more reasons of why you would need to make new friends as an adult.
Sometimes you were not around the right people. You have bad friends, and so you need better friends. Has been a thing in my life before, but no, it's super challenging trying to, or it can be super challenging because it's like dating.
I mean, it's, yeah, you're looking for a new relationship
and so like, but I do think friendships are a little bit different, because even when you see red flags in friendships, like, you need to have the wherewithal to be like, this person is not for me, or this person can be an outer layer friend. Like, I get that maybe this is just my person to call and vent and talk shit
to
to
with
with about, like, maybe this is the person that, like, I share funny memes with, or this is like, because not like in so many friendships, like, not everyone can be your everything.
yeah.
And also learning, like, what level of friend they are at, like, what can they, because it's a two-way street. Like,
Yep.
you might be wanting to give so much to this person, and you're hoping to get the same in return, and it's just not the case. And like, I sometimes feel like finding new friendships and navigating friendships is a little bit harder than like romantic relationships, because it's like, fuck, um just, yeah, like, there are different layers of, like, do I say something? Do I not say something? Is it worth it? Is the relationship yet there yet? Do I fucking call you out on some of your bullshit behavior? Like, how do I want to show up as a friend to this new fucking person? Because I'm a really intense friend. Like, I am, like, once I have committed myself to being your friend, oh, we friends and we're doing this. I'm a ride or fucking die. Like, once I've been like, oh, you're about that, like, you can handle my, like, cuckoo cuckoo-ness, my fucking over the top shiny ass, like, all, like, you, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna then push you to say, to like, push you in terms of the things that you say that you want and what's coming out of your mouth. I'm gonna be on you about your shit. Like, and then if not, like, I give a lot in my friendships, so I require the same in return. And there are some friends in my life that I'm like, oh, but you have been there, and so we can still be friends, and you can still be on this outer layer. Like, they fluctuate
Yeah.
in my life. Like, sometimes they're a little bit closer, and sometimes, like, I'm gonna need you to be a little further away. And it's a matter of, that's interesting. I think there's one friend in my life who we consistently have that conversation, because she knows what kind of friend she is. She's like, I need to take an assessment of our friendship. Where are we? Because I can't can give to you on this level and expect that you're going to be giving me the same back, and that's not the case. She is, love her to death. She is consistently taking the temperature of our friendship, sometimes to the point where I'm like, look, bitch, I'm busy. Like, and she's like, that's all I needed to know. I know you have a lot going on. I'm just over here with the dogs and da da da. I'm like, okay, yes, like, I love you. I can't do this right now. And it doesn't mean I don't love her any less. That's just like, I'm like, I have accepted that is who and what the fuck she is. She constantly needs that. And she's aware that she needs that validation. She needs that information so that she can manage her expectations and her feelings. Which is, it's super interesting.
I don't
Sometimes
think
it's
I've ever asked for a temperature check on friendships that I have, but I definitely have relationships with friends back home who every like 6 months will just be like, hey, just
just saying,
just popping in to say like whatever, or if I see them, I'm like, I try to communicate like, hey, I'm so glad that we can do this, we can pick up where we left off, or we
those
don't
are the
have the
best.
weird, you know,
Yes.
excited to see you and then we can't say anything and we're both like, wow, shouldn't have ordered this second glass of wine here, you know.
Because I didn't realize this is where we were in our
Yeah,
friendship.
yeah. But temperature checks might be a good thing to do with your friendships that you're like, yeah, I haven't heard from you. Just
Right? Like, we're doing a routine maintenance. Like, hey, how is everything? Is there anything that you want to talk about that you
do
need
you
to
want this app updated, salt?
right? Like, where are you? What's happening? If now's not a good time, awesome, great. And it's interesting because the friend that I'm talking about, she is an older friend of mine, and I think that just comes with self-awareness and knowing who she is for herself. Because
Yeah, because
I've also never, she's the only one who has consistently done that. I've had a long term long distance friendship, other Alyssa, shout out, miss you, love you, who's kind of done that, but in a regards to be like, hey, like not a temperature check, but this is what I need from you as a friend. You're not doing that right now. And if you value and you want this friendship,
Communicating what she needs.
yep, then I need more communication from you. I know you are an out of sight, out of mind person, but I love you. I miss you. Yeah, guilty. So fucking like, and so I love having that relationship with her, or having friends that are like, hey, yo, bitch, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like
I need to be watered right now.
Yes. Like that, and that's why for me, it's, I value my relationships where individuals tell me what they need, because sometimes, yes, I have blinders on. I'm super focused. I'm super driven. And if you don't tell me what you need, I'm not always a mind reader. Sometimes I am, but sometimes things will fall by the wayside. It'll get put on the back burner. And if I forget to check in, you might get your feelings hurt. And so tell me that your feelings are hurt. Just tell me that you need something from me so that we can reassess and be like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm going to try harder. It's not that I don't care about you. Thank you for telling me that I need to try harder. I think that is super helpful. It leans into constructive criticism, it like self-awareness, all of the things. It's being a healthy adult or human being. Not, I shouldn't say adult, because I feel like there are probably humans that aren't
younger humans
that do that. And I'm just like, oh, but yeah, as I've gotten older, more of that starts to shine its light on my brain and in my relationships, my friendships. Because just taking care of yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself can be taxing. And so juggling life and friendships, and it needs a lot of communication, y'all. Not a lot, but just
but also a lot
sometimes. Yeah. Yes, like y'all, do you like have friendship temperature checks? Curious, is it a thing? If not, like,
have you considered it?
Right?
Slash, I guess now.
Slash, you're welcome. It? Like, maybe like you can go out into the ether in your relationships and give it a try. Because I have seen them to be very helpful. In terms of navigating friendships. And even, I think I was mentioning like calling your friends out.
Yeah, that's something else on our agenda today to go through is being able to call out bullshit and to spot friendship red flags. I think looking back, I definitely have missed friendship red flags, and like now I'm no longer in those relationships to have to like end or address them. But like, I mean, you've said like, what I'm putting in, I expect to put out, like quid pro quo in friendships. And also to your point of understanding that some friends are this, some friends are that, like, yeah, I definitely have dialed back how much I'm putting into a relationship. If I'm like, oh yeah, this is just literally, we're like Duolingo friends, or we're Instagram, we're memeing back and forth.
Yep.
The occasional 6-month check-in, the I see when I go home for Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever type of friendships. Or I have allowed some friendships to dissolve from like high school and early college, just because I was like, you know what, like the thing that we had in common that we used to consistently talk about, like we no longer have that in common.
Right.
Or I'm like, you know what, like I'm realizing that wasn't healthy for me. So
that's a hard one.
Even if we have that in common, I don't want to be that person. I have a few ED friends, trigger warning for eating disorder, that I used to be in touch with. And after being able to really look at where I was and like cycle back to coming to terms with like, I have a problem, and I can't allow myself to be around the people that kind of perpetuate that, having to cut those off, and like all of the memories and the shared experiences with those people, like hard to
to
you know, to
separate
be
yourself from that
done.
circle.
Yeah, but also like really, really fucking crucial for my sanity, for my mental
Right?
health.
Oxygen mask on first. Like,
Yeah,
love
I
you,
mean,
but I
yes.
gotta take care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being able to, you know, I used to have a ton of dude friends, and I at some point came to the conclusion like, oh, sometimes dude friends can be toxic because of the things that they perpetuate within me, or like I am not an ally to myself with certain people. And
Oh.
being able to kind of set space between them, or like understand, I guess, like being able to see like, oh, this dude friend is actually my friend versus this dude friend is just waiting for his time, for his moment to possibly slip in. And that's that it was really hard to really look at those and cut those off.
That's a hard, like,
Because it's
cutting
tough.
off, yes, no, cutting off friendships. Sometimes I'm like, there probably is, of course, an app, something for that.
You know
like,
what it is?
right?
Let us know.
Because some of my friendship they have dissolved naturally. I have one friendship that I had to cut off that went sideways here in LA, in terms of like, you were not being a good friend to me. You were not giving me what I need. Um, and like that, yeah, that it was difficult, but easier than I thought because of the way that they handled it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
See.
Like, I see, right? You do love me dearly, but you love what I can do for you. You love what I represent. You love how I push you, but you are also waiting, and like, a bitch tried. I put my toe in the water. I'm like, oh, maybe that's what it is. But like, because of the love that I had for them, I'm like, oh, maybe this is a thing. Maybe we are more than friends, and you can love me the way that I deserve to be loved. But in my head, I'm like, Alyssa, they couldn't even be a good friend to you. Why did you think that they were going to be a good partner to you, bitch?
Listen,
like because that's what they wanted, and you were trying to make them happy, and they weren't listening to what you wanted and needed, even as a friend. And so even that, it's like, oh yeah, you really can't be in my fucking life. Like, because then you made it like, I did this to you. I made you. Okay, no, we're not doing this.
those
You've
people
got to
who
go.
love to be the victim.
Yes. I'm like, I'm not here to be your mom. Like, I'm not here to drag you along to do the shit that you say that you want to do. When you fuck around and become friends with me, like, if you say something out of your mouth that you want, please believe. I'm like, okay, what we doing? How we getting there? Let's go. Like, we will make it happen together. If not, don't fucking tell me your goals.
Right.
Don't do it, because it'll just make me mad, and then we aren't going to be friends anymore. Because I'm like, I get attached to people that way. And I'm aware of that. So sometimes I also, like, in terms of red flags and things that, like, putting on your own oxygen mask, I'm like, okay, Alyssa, this person is consistently like complaining about things, not really doing anything. Like, are you aware enough to be like, oh no, we can't be friends. No new friends. Like, we can't do that, because it's not going to be good for you and how you care about them and their goals. Even if they do align with yours, sometimes it's going to slow you down. And so, and you need to be around people that are already self-sufficient, or, yeah, they're about their shit. Because I've also had friends where they're not about their shit, and they rely on me for them to be about their shit. And then it's like, when they don't do what they say that they're going to do, like, I'm a mirror for them, and then they start to resent me. And it's like, it's because I'm about my shit. Like,
Yeah.
I get up, I have my schedule, I work out, I do the things, and it's like, that's not fair. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't be around those kinds of people, like, for my own self-protection,
Yeah.
and preservation. And so it's a lot of self-awareness, y'all. Like, and that's in terms of friendships as well. It's wild. And being able to say no to yourself or no to other people, and be like, I'm gonna go this way because I can't have that in my life.
I think something of like our friendship has progressed so interestingly. I don't know if interestingly is the best word, but like our friendship has definitely progressed over the years. And I think I have not really, maybe, I don't know if I've not had to, because I for sure have, but have not been the best person to call it the bullshit in friendships. But I have observed you do that to quite a few people. And even with myself, sometimes you're like, Mom, I love you, but like, you said this. So like, let's be clear about what you've said here. Like, is that what you meant, or did you mean something else? And I think watching you navigate friendships and calling out bullshit friendships in your life has helped me kind of look at myself to like, oh, okay, like, where am I at? Like, what am I doing? Like, am I just flippantly saying things and not holding myself accountable? I mean, yes, I am the queen of do as I say, not as I do, but like, also, it's been good to see, like, this is how you do that. This is how you put on your own oxygen. Like, that's my favorite fucking thing to say.
Right.
But like, ask me how many times I've done it. I can't count for you. But seeing you do that has empowered me to feel less guilty when I do that.
Oh yes,
in
bitch.
things.
You have called me out a couple of times lately where I'm just like, who is this? Where did she come from? Bitch, yes, okay, I'll sit down. I said I was gonna do this and now I'm pouting about it. Or yes, I said that I'm not supposed to be dating, and so you were right. Or like, oh, no more. Got it.
It's
yes, thank you.
It's a weird dance of like, of calling someone out, of being able to say that to someone, and then also at the same time reflecting in yourself, like, okay, as I'm saying this, am I doing this? And then as someone says it to you, like, not putting up a roadblocker and being like, you know what,
right?
You're right. I think we share a couple of mutual friends who are also able to call that bullshit out. And I don't love hearing it. I don't. But I also love that relationship is strong enough where they know that if they say that to me, I might pout. I might, be like, unsubscribe for a little bit. But I am taking it to heart, and I'm going to try.
Strengthens it. Yeah.
It's like, it's just, it's so important, I think, to be able to have a relationship with someone that you can say, like, yeah, huge fucking bowl of shit that you're, I don't know, bullshit
that you're stirring over there.
You're stirring over there.
No,
but like,
we said we were gonna be better. We said we were gonna do this cleanse. So no,
like that kind of thing, because it helps. And that's like going back to like my like weird fear of failure that I'm like working through, is like, okay, yeah, like, just because that's said and just because that's called out doesn't mean that's forever, doesn't mean that's like permanent cement, whatever. There's room to grow there. And that's like, in a romantic relationship, that's important as well. But like,
yes.
I think in friendships that like hold you down in that way and give you the space and the grace to make mistakes and to be messy and imperfect and allow you to grow. I think like sometimes we can get stuck in echo chambers of people that are only in agreement. And I'm sometimes guilty of being an enabler, or like, yeah, great. You want to spend that fucking money? Do it. Let's fucking do it. You look great. Oh, you want to eat that? Cool. Like, I'll try it too. Like, one drink too many? Uber. Things that I wouldn't want someone to necessarily allow me.
Price checked me the other day. We were looking for a premiere dress. It was the funniest thing. She's like, you need to shop with a price filter on. Like, no. I was like, sure. Yep, you're right. I can't afford this right now. We got bills to pay. I was shook in the best way. And I'm like, good friends who do that, even small, big, in the middle, are so important. And I know for me, growing up, I didn't have good friends. I didn't know what good friendships were. I mean, no, let me stop. I had some good friends, but I had some even really bad friends.
It's hard when you're younger, though, to know, because I think, to interrupt you, like, we all I will assume that everyone has the same intentions that we do. And I think we are both similar in that, like, once you're family, you're family. Like, yes, we may have met and connected 5 years ago, and you hit me up in 10 years. I'm like, hey bitch, yeah, okay.
I got you.
Like, let's
what are we
do
doing?
this. Like, you're in my circle. Like, yes, it's doesn't have to be every day, but like loving to love someone or loving to be needed or wanted somehow is a part of friendship. That is, it feels good to know that someone comes to you for something or trusts you enough. And so, like, early friendships, you just assume that, like, if you have Kiki's best
interest,
in
she's got
mind,
yours.
she's got yours. Yeah.
And
So
like,
so yes, like, I think it's fair to say that most people just
But sometimes-
assume that
yeah,
their
but-
friends are all great.
no, but sometimes Kiki does not love you the way that you love her, or whatever. Like, it's like, oh shit, and that's a hard thing to accept in terms of, like, not everyone is you, in so
people
many
will
ways.
abuse you.
Yes. So, long story short, y'all, pick good friends. Be careful. Check in on your friends. And we are.
And learn how to call friends out. It's good. It's good to be able to call people out, because that's another love language.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
it's another form of care. I mean, our parents, said no to things that we were like, you fucking hate me. I can't have this giant lollipop. Meanwhile, like, your teeth are thanking you, hopefully today,
Right.
Because
you don't want. I personally, I don't want friends that are just consistently blowing smoke up my ass. Like, no, I don't want to stay here. How are we getting better? Please tell me.
I don't want
how.
that gas.
Right? Like, fuck that noise. Like, no, I don't want to stay where I am. I accept where I am, but a bitch wants to be better, like, in all of the ways. And so, also, you got to work on being able to take it. You ask for it.
Yes.
If you give it,
Ask,
you need
shall
to be.
receive,
Yes.
But, like, receive with grace or acceptance? Question mark on
That.
phrasing? Yeah.
But yeah. So now we're gonna slide over and push replay. And if you are joining for the first time, our push replay, we read comments from previous episodes to have a little bit of more of a conversation, shout out subscribers and comments and all that jazz. So this week,
our comment comes from Matthew Perkins.
Hey.
Matthew Perkins. From the video, Mind Your Own Body. Okay, so his comment is, people will always reveal their true self in a compliment or comment, so don't be mad when it's offensive. Be thankful, because now you know who they really are inside. This really goes along with kind of our conversation today, but yeah, I think something that is hard and
how did I miss that one? Did I miss that? Okay, sorry. Yes. Wow.
It's like when you ask, someone will tell you. And I think we've talked about this with, like, different dating things or just people in our lives that we've interacted with, both in business and personal life. Is like, people will show you who they are.
It's on you to believe them.
Yeah. Which can be really hard, because I think we both can set high expectations or overlook things because
make
we know how
excuses
imperfect people are.
Yes,
Like,
and
I
make
try to
excuses
give
for their
people
behavior.
2, 3, 4 chances sometimes, and you're like,
I'm like,
"Love
no,
you, but put your glasses on."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
not again.
You're on.
Oh, I'm
You
for
know?
sure. It's so funny because I'm more so guilty of that in romantic relationships. I will give chance after chance after chance after red flag, and it's like, yo, bitch.
We're holding a basket of red flags.
Right? Like, where are the white flags? Where are the good things?
Any
like,
color
they're,
any other color.
It's hidden. It's like, baby girl, they were abusive. I'm like, no, but hurt people. Okay, doesn't mean that they can hurt you, like, and be abusive. And I'm like, right. And so that, yes, minding, like, and being aware of how people treat you, what's coming out of their mouth in regards to, and sometimes that they don't intend to do harm. What the saving grace is, what I have seen with my lasting friendships, whether they're, I can't say romantic because they haven't lasted. I meant friendships, was the ability to be like, oh shit, my bad. Like, how can I make that better? Like, I didn't mean to, that's not what I meant. I know I said that. I didn't mean to hurt you. Like, either after you call them out, like, and you check them, how they respond. If they make it about them, or like, oh, you're like I didn't, like, you're being too sensitive, or you're this, it's like, no, that shows you who they are, versus the like, I mean, like, Shahada had said something once to me, and I didn't take any offense to it. Like, laughed it off, whatever. But she went home, thought about it, sent me a text message or a voice memo, and she's like, "Mama, I'm so sorry. I realized that I just may have had said something that might have been hurtful to you, and that's not what I meant. It was a joke." Like, and I was like, "Oh, no, 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 but thank you, because you're showing me who you are, and the relationship that we have. You cared enough about me and my feelings and what something may have done to me that you said, to be like, hey, I just want to clarify. I need to rectify. Like, that's not, I didn't mean to hurt you if I did." And it's like, oh. And so thank you, because I'm going to take that with me, and like, that's the standard for the rest of my friendships.
Yeah.
It's like, no, 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 no. Okay, yeah, we can joke, we can poke at each other all day long as friends, but when it boils down to it, it's like, no, we're not doing harm here. Like, and just checking in on that and being aware and listening, and hopefully, like, for me, then I'm like, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like, I'm like, oh shit, like, I said something possibly offensive out my mouth as a joke. Let me check in and be like, hey, this is weighing on me. I said this thing, or I did this thing. Like, I don't want it to mess up our friendship. Like, that's not who I am. That's not what I meant. And so that, I love that. Oh, other Alyssa did that too recently. Anyway, I realized, I'm like, oh shit, like, oh, okay. So yes, friendships, and also, like, in terms of things that come out our mouths, just like checking yourself, checking other people, because it's a reflection of who you are, who they are, and what kind of relationship you have. So y'all, that is what we've got for you this week. Do not forget to
Like, comment, subscribe, share, tune into the podcast. You can do it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you listen to your podcast.
Right? Become a patron.
Also, yes,
that's a thing now. Go check it out. You can, give us a little push, maybe just the tip. Be a big pusher would be really helpful. So go check out our Patreon. We've got some great things over there for everyone. And we'll check you next time. Bye.